Oh, almost got the message on there. We are the Red Shirt Geeks. I'm Patrick. And I'm going to do some game prep because I kind of forgot to. I kind of been dicking around and not doing it for. Well, our original game session was supposed to be last Saturday and everything fell apart, thankfully, so I didn't have to do it. Now, give me a moment. I am trying to get us some music here. Oops. That's not what I want. We need some music. I'm just going to go some ambient because that's always good. I'm going to bump that down a little bit. I just want just a little touch of music. Just enough that you're not listening to me going, oh, I got to eat. You don't listen to that. Okay. Okay, so some backstory real quick. This is my island campaign, which basically the overview of it is a group of non-full casters, because that was my one limitations. You couldn't play a full, the only thing you could not play was a full caster in this. Are on an island trying to overthrow a bunch of evil paladin dudes. So I've got them in the southern compound, which is the actual command for the good guys who are the Illuminati. They've got all kinds of cool places. They're in the middle of the compound, And we're going to have about six to eight players, which is a lot of players. But I'm going to deal with that. We got the Moonsong Tavern, which is in almost everything I do anymore. It slipped into other games because why not? Hell, I literally the last game I played, actual Iron Moonsong, she got a tavern and renamed it, and that was one of the things we ended on. That and trying to bang the barbarian. They have a barracks, which is where most people live. Supply shop, which is basic supply shop. I'm going to fill out with kobolds. I'm going to skip that. We have the guardhouse. Basically, it's basically got soldiers and security and things like that. And there's a few magic users in there. Got the central command, which is going to be held by a character that was played in the semi-one-shot that I ran when Lars was in town. His character, Hetfield von Tharp, will be the person in charge for the whole thing. And Portal Circle, which is how they get people around the island. Although where the party's going to go, there will be no portals. The last thing, though, is a place called the Drake Onomicon, which is actually named not for one of my players, but for a character in the last campaign with my Saturday game group that we played. One of the players was playing a 3/5 artificer by the name of Drake. He will be naturally he started a whole business, and the Draconomicon is his business, and a few generations down, our Moonsong managed to recruit some people to come and set up shop, because it helps to have some artificers in town producing some stuff. Too bad Drake's player is not going to be in this campaign, because it would be fun to surprise it with him. But that's the character that works the best. So I'll remove it far enough that I'm not just overriding his character. But a character's already been dragged into other games anyway. So my goal tonight is going to be to set up... Let's see here. What do we call it? We'll call it the Folly of Artifice. Of Artifice. Okay. Well, we will get to that in a minute. Because we finished our last campaign. We're running 2 campaigns at a time. We finished our other campaign this month, finally, after... This is a campaign that had started. I think we started playing either we were starting prepping February, or we started this campaign in March of 2020. Yeah, the campaign started because of COVID. Mainly because the other campaign we were in, which had Aaron in it, we weren't going to. But we got a new campaign going, so that's going to be kind of fun. So let me show you some things. Give me a sec. Let me bring this back to there. So we're going to play that in like 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. But I have my character sheet built. This is an A6, and I've got pages and pages so I can flip, and I have all my character stuff ready to go. Combat, inventory stuff, my features and traits. My basic public backstory, if anybody wants to see it. Of course, that's not the... Of course, back here I have my background and all the stuff, including alignment and stuff like that. Let me show you that. Let me show you the character sheet. Basically, I'm going to play her like she's a bard, but she's a half-elf monk. As you can see, we got to roll 46 for stats, so thus we got that. Thus I got stats that are, holy crap, she can do some damage. But Dex and Wiz I got those up, but because there's a +2 for half elves, I decided to throw down in charisma and max it. So I have mad skills there without having to invest anything else. And as you can see, I went with insight, perception, performance, sleight of hand, stealth. Next thing I'm going to probably try to pick up is some deception for obvious reasons. Proficiencies, all my combat stuff, my weapons, short sword, dagger, punching. I have a health page. This is the print and throw out quickly. Yeah, I left that blank. Inventory. All my stuff. Pretty simple. Hold on. Why don't I have that? I'm going to shrink that down. Hold on. It'll take me a few seconds to fix that. Okay. And an extra inventory page because you all have features and traits, martial arts feature, unarmed, my ancestry and my feats, and my public backstory. Pretty simple. Yeah. There's the color picture. I went black and white because I don't have a color printer. And then the real background and the alignment and all the things. And then I'll eventually put the full backstory in there so I have it if I ever need it. But I'm not done completely writing it, so. But that's another game. So the Folly of Artifice. So the idea is this. The party is basically going to get a chance to explore the compound. They're going to find out some things. They're basically going to find out about exploring in the wilds because... Let me see if I can find it. I have not used Worldographer. Let me find this here. Yep. Yeah, she's quite awesome. And I see we got Lars in the chat. Yeah. There's a few things, and I'm not going to discuss them in stream because if anybody from my group watches, I don't want them to have too much. Okay. Okay, open, recent. Pull up the island. I need to update this and print a new copy of it for them. But this is the island. Last time we had them, they were in Eldertown. I teleported them somewhere. I think that's going to be right here. Is going to be the base. Yeah, Lars is still at work. It's going to be here. They explored here to deal... Oh. I just realized I'm going to have to relocate this because I'm trying to think... Now I'll just put a little... I'll just put a low hill there or something. But I'll put them there. They got to explore out here to find some stuff. Because there's plenty of things out here to discover. I just don't know where they're at yet. I know that there is a tower that's got a lot of stuff that they're going to get. They're going to get over in here somewhere where they're going to find some village or something. We got this spooky location up here. We have a volcano that's kind of semi-active up there. We got this high desert area. All of this. The big bad is up here. I don't plan on getting them there for years. Spoopy. Yeah. Spoopy. Better than Shapoopy. Anyway. But I'll mess with this map. But yeah, I'm going to have to build the... Basically, I have this area, the westmost area is built. This east is open. I literally will start adding things as we go. Just haven't decided. Let me pause for a moment. I've got butter chicken from... Made butter chicken tonight, so I got to eat some. Because this stuff is delicious. If you don't have a good supply of naan, what's the point? I have now made Lars officially jealous of me. Fight you, Lars. But I will mess with that map later. But ultimately, I'm going to have them start exploring the west. The problem is, I've got 8 players. We are in the middle of a compound that they have not explored. I think they're going to want to do some heavy RP. If I get them out of town, I might be able to do some exploring. But I can't guarantee that because we've got a lot of people. So we're going to build the Folly of Artifice. That's going to be my... As the parties... Drake. Okay, so because I'm dealing with artificers, that pretty much narrows me down to, in my monsters, we are going to take constructs. We just have to decide what we're going to drop on them. I'm going to want at least challenge rating 2 and up, because I don't want pointless little things. And I only have access to some of these. Let's see here. Some creature. I could throw a burnished heart in. That'd be fun. Yeah, the burnished heart, because it's kind of cool. Basically a few... I thought I sorted that by CR. What's the Clockwork Horror? Can I see that one? Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we'll look at that. Because that's kind of crazy. But the real thing is this one from Acquisitions Incorporated. So let's look at what we got. And I'm going to have more get out than what the players have to face. But basically, what they deal with is stuff that's going to come towards them. And anything else will be dealt by others in the compound. Damn, that's good butter chicken. Good butter chicken. Okay. So it's immune to some basic shit. It's got a charge attack, so it moves 20 feet. Hits with antlers, it takes an extra 2d6 fire damage. And strength saving throw. You hit it within 5 feet, you take fire damage. And remember, most of these characters are going to be melee fighters with some ranged fighters. And it has advantage. It can make 2 attacks, so an antler attack and a hoof attack. And let's see here. Antlers are going to do 7, and we're going to do 7 fire damage with the hooves. So it's going to put out about 14 damage per round. There's good things, but shit armor class, hit points, it'll go down in a couple. It could be smacked out in a few rounds. I think everybody's at level 4. Clockwork Horror. I just like saw blades for hands. It's got a bite and 2 saws. And okay, so if somebody had to dispel magic, the horror must succeed on a con save or fall unconscious for a minute. It's got a good con though. It's +4 on that. I don't care about its unusual nature. Who cares? It makes 1 bite and 2 saws. So the hearts are doing 14 damage per. We got a +4 to hit. Oh yeah, only +4 to hit on these. These are not. I forgot to check the heart. Oh, it's a +5, so it's more likely to hit. We do not care about the spell jamming helm because Hortatch's spell jamming helm, it can see within 5 feet, attunes to the helm. No, I don't care about the helm because that does absolutely nothing. It's going to be 6, 10, 14 damage there. Or it has a ranged attack. Okay, so it's going to do 14 per round either way. Lightning Jolt will force it to charge. The heart is going to charge and attack. Hearts will charge and attack. Clockwork Horrors will attack when they get... But here's the real one. The keg robot. Let's see here. Clockwork Horror has a really good armor class, more hit points, so I may not want to drop more than one of those. Okay, so it can punch once. It can do acid squirt. So that's +5 to hit. And that's going to do 7. So it's got a melee weapon hit that'll do 7 damage. It's got a ranged attack that'll do 7. Not heavily armored and really weak. So we'll probably put more than one of these. Let's see here. Beer Shower. Keg robot spews in a naturally potent beer in 50-foot cone or 30-foot line. So it can poison. Poison's going to... Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability check. And half speed. It's only DC 13 though, so. And we have a lot of fighter class, a lot of combat class, so. Hot oil spray, let's see here. Wow. Okay, so we can do a hot oil spray. So can I after Taco Bell? Yeah. That's called a day of the week that ends in Y that I shit soup. And yes, the spigot for the beer is going to be right here in the junk, right in the junk. So since I'm not going to be at home, I'm just going to we're just going to grab these. Give me a sec here. I'm just going to cut these boys out. And the burnished heart. Save these. Okay, so now the real trick is just figuring out how I'm going to arrange these boys. So let's go here. Okay, so give me just a moment here. I'm going to find my desktop. Kegbot, Heartbot, Sawbot. Okay. Hold on, we're gonna... Let's get this down to where I can work with multiple pages. You know what? Screw it. We'll just leave them on 3 pages. Okay. Okay, so... Okay. Now I'm putting the links in there because then I can easily pull them up. I'll have this both in paper and computer form. It never hurts to have some backups. If you're running a more casual or a smaller campaign, it's not a bad thing. It's not terrible. Now I know I'm going to throw 2 keg robots at the end. Because I don't think more than 2... Now I'm going to... Well, let me think here. If I've got... We're going to sell as many as we can find. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to scale this slightly. So there's a bunch of CR2 creatures. Everybody's going to be level 4. These are easy kills. Well, the clockwork horrors are going to be harder to kill. Party divided by 2. And we round down because rule automatic. If it's not stated otherwise, you always round down in D&D. So if I've got, for some reason, I have 8 people, we're gonna bring out 4 of these beasts. There. Okay, so round. So let's see here. I am just wondering how difficult this is going to be. So let's go to... I don't know if I still have access to this. I'm just going to use this for basic numbers. But the problem here is we're going to have a lot of creatures. Oh. Delete. Delete. This was created 2021. Oh. These are like over 2 years old. Oh, okay. I know where. Now I have more information. That was the first North campaign. Not the second run of it. Delete. 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 Okay. Okay, so manage characters, we're going to have six, eight. Oops, one too many. Okay, so we're going to put 8. So we get 8 for. Let's see here. So we got 8. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Wait a minute. Okay, so we're already at a deadly encounter there. So we'll drop down. Okay. Okay, so okay, so the daily budget is 13,600. I'm going to use 9,000. Okay. But we're going to assume a full of those 2 of those out, and take 1 of those out. We're still deadly encounters 4,000. Okay, so we know that so here's what we know. These guys have a potential 14 damage with a +5 to hit, but they're melee attackers, so they have to get within range. They're going to do damage when they attack, and they're going to hit hard at the beginning. But we're going to have they're going to scatter out, so they'll be able to absorb some damage. The Clockwork Horrors are going to start at range, so they are going to be able to do 14 damage with their range, but they're only at a +4, so they're pretty weak. And they will not appear till at least 1 heart is destroyed. So we have time for the party to figure out what's going on. But these guys are worse. Once they get in range, they're going to be doing 3 attacks, which is going to be still 14 damage, but with 3 attacks. And they got some good immunities. And the Keg bots are just going to be hilarious because when they pop out, they are going to be able to throw area effect spells. So as people charge them, let's go. Yeah, the hearts will spread out. Okay. These are just my printable pages. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it's all about setting up. So I've got a crazy encounter. And it'll all be about staging and talking about it. So I like that. Okay. So less than an hour, we've got our combat encounter. Now, by the book, it's a deadly ass encounter. But we are going to be able to scale that as we go. If the party's having issues, or somebody goes down from the hearts, then I will send out a few of the cutters. Then I'll hold off one extra round. Or maybe only one or two of those guys will come out. Because once we start tweaking those numbers, the Keg monster is absolutely coming. Because that's the fun one. It'll come sooner if we're down to the Saw dudes are down. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about this. I need to find something here. Give me a minute or 20. Blah, 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 blah. Tucker stand. Okay. Oh, yeah, the proliferating fur baby. Long story short, it's a tribble. Okay. Okay, so I can just put a hill. Okay. Food's gone. I'm happy now. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't look like I have a whole lot of shit. Okay. Did I do anything with the... Okay, I have nothing in there. Okay, so let's go back. Sunken Tower ruins. We'll deal with that later. Next scroll, Sunken Tower, Tucker Stand. Hang on, I gotta look through real quick. Okay, that's that one. Shit. Okay. I have... Apparently, I bear... Yeah, it looks like I did... Yeah, I did this bare bones as shit. Okay, so let's do this. Here we go. Okay, so we gotta get people. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm just creating my people. Okay, got it. Okay, so I've got all my people. I don't know who I'm going to throw in. I know the last time I had somebody. I know I had some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in one. I don't think I'll put the D&D cartoon characters in. They've already been used in the movies, so that's kind of meh. I think somebody from Dragon Ball, or a few of them. And one of them will start glowing and screaming he's going to attack, and he'll put his hands together and this glowing ball will start. A minute or two passes. Okay, so let's do something here. Let me see. Okay, so we know what we're going to do for that. That was easy. Let's go to sources. We're going to go to this page. This is your life. Basically the backstory creating rules in Xanathar. It is one of the most useful things to have in your tool set, whether you're playing D&D or you're playing some other game. If it's fantasy, you can kind of use this to get an idea of what you're doing. In fact, now I think about it, clear that out. Go through my full backstory. Blah, 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 blah. I have a backstory worksheet. This is literally... She ended up with one of 12 kids, with an identical twin. 4 of them are dead. That is my backstory that I generated from Xanathar. Because I had some idea what I wanted to do, but I wanted to add some random elements and see what comes up. And Xanathar's is a great thing. They're not rules. This is kind of... Like, I already knew her mother was going to be alive and get killed at some point. She was going to be a sex slave. Supplemental tables. So let's let me pull up my Come on, D&D Beyond slow. I just want to be able to roll dice. I actually have my metal dice around here somewhere. Oh, they're... Yeah, they're up there. Okay, but I just want to get in here for the dice. We've got an 88, folks. Let's see what we got here. We got a half orc. Let's do this. We got an 11. Human. Let's just have some fun here. This is the fun of rolling dice. We got 31. And let's see who our bar wench is going to be. That's another human. $62. We're going to make the bouncer halfling. I like the idea of a dragonborn bar wench. Oh, that's the meat wagon. Give me a sec. They're heading north. That's all I can tell you. But to come from the from their thing, they have to cross the highway, go here, and then I'm the first. Then this road here is the first turn north. Because I got kind of a main thoroughfare into this section of town, the northwest section of town. Once you're in town, that's the first turn off. And a lot of people go that way. So there you go. Okay. Master Barracks. Let's do something else. Let's go here. Collections. No, grandmas. Go into ancestries. Yeah, I know it says races, but we're doing our best. Doing my best to drop that usage. Let me look here. Make that one an Allen. No. Aarakocra are annoying. Let's make the other one a turtle. Yeah. Clark is going to be a fairy. A satyr. 3. Yeah, we're pulling a little trek in there. Anytime you have elves, you can sometimes just decide to Vulcan them. But we just use that mainly for personality. Okay. Okay. So let's make the bartender an orc. The bouncer's going to be a halfling. Okay, so let's do to my favorite place, fantasy naming generator time. Okay. Pop culture. We will select the Dungeons and the Dragons. Orc names. And yes, I'm using pronouns as I tend to explain. As I tend to do this, I tend to use the pronouns because it's an easy way to designate a lot about the creature and their gender, their presentation. Let's see here. Okay, so let me think here. I'm trying to think here. What kind of bard do I want here? Okay. Gotta find some. Firkins. I like that. Hey. You know, we're just gonna grab a name. Now. I don't know anything about this person, but we're Birelli Legreen. If you know who this person is, well, actually, I'm going to, since I'm let's see here. Let's just do this. Oh, he's still alive. Oh, he's only 7 years older than me. Yeah, he's... Yeah, I have no idea about him, but... Okay. So... Okay. So it's italicized, bard. Underline that. Okay, so I got 4 characters. Now, let's see what we can do here. We need a halfling. Pop. Let's go. Nope, let's go to, we need halfling. No, let's stick to the we'll go with Sundew. I like that. No, hold on. Oh no, I was going to make it a human. I was going to make it I'm sorry, I was going to make it male. Gonad. I'm not naming him Gonad. Look at my deck. Yeah, hold on. Pop culture, we're going to go to Lord of the Rings. We're going to go Hobbits. Pancreas. Yeah, let's go with Porto. I like that one. Porto Hobbler. Because basically that's what he does. Okay, so let's see here. Well, let's find some other names. So we need to go to the Dungeons and Dragons, and let's go with a Dragonborn. She will talk like this, even though she is female. But you have a big rack. And even bigger horns. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, as in you're going. Yeah, for some reason I have to fight with him. He is going to be stunning strike is going to be fast. Okay. That explains the problem. Got it. Okay. So, we're halfway there. Oh, this is good. I'm actually getting farther than I expected to. Okay. We're going to leave that first name out. Let's go back here. Other name, pop culture, Lord of the Rings. Let's use Quenya. Oh, nope. I clicked on the wrong things. Lord of the Rings. Let's go to Quenya for names. Pandamo. Man who does enclosure. Okay. And that's how... Okay, so let's roll 46. We'll do even will be female, odd will be male. Male, male, female, female. Okay, 2 male, 2 female. Columns dos columos. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 pages of things. I've had like 8, 6, 7 pages for an entire town. So let's see here. We need kobold names, other name, pop cultures, Dungeons and Dragon, kobold. Snern. Okay. There we go. So I can very quickly get my characters sorted. Okay. Let's see here. So he's nervous, can find anything, and always stays in the rafters. Okay. So yeah, I've got plenty of characters here. Okay. There we go. Snurn, Snug, Snackle, Snackle, and Snoobu. Strangely, for some reason. Okay. Oh, I gotta see what these Jaeger and Kaiju. Jaeger names. Okay, I'm amused now. The Awesome Dumb Robot movie. It is an awesome dumb movie. Let's see here. Let's borrow from... Victorian name generator. Let's go. Nah, I don't like. Newtonleander. Artificer. Let's see here. Newtleander. Australian Drake. I love that name. It's ridiculous and stupid. Columns. Doso Columos. XX. Okay, we are going through this. Okay. Italics. Italics. Underline. Underline. Not italics, but underline. This way I have a care. The reason I build these blocks is very simply because now I have a lot of character built into a few lines I can read, and I can play the character based on that. Okay, so let's go with gnomes. Pop culture. Dungeons and or Dragons. Gnome names. And now we Patrick version. Lorksum Lomledrock. Drock. Lomledrock. Yeah, with gnomes I tend to put a lot of Y's in just for the shits and giggles. Pop. Dungeons and or Dragons. Satyr. I'll make the satyr a sorcerer and not a wizard. Okay. Okay, So I need 3 characters there. I have Conwell Moonsong. I have a fairy and Hetfield von Tharp. And then a couple portals. So I think I'm pretty much done, because I don't think there... I just need a little bit more, and I got lunch tomorrow to do this. So yeah, I think I have... I mean, really, it's just a matter of creating characters. I mean, this is... I've gotten to the point where I try not to overly script things. I put characters in places and let the interactions play themselves out. I know what their motivations are. Like Belle Death Music here. She's a former bard and she doesn't like to do violence. But when she does, she kicks the shit out of people. Birelli Legreen. He's a horny bard. He thinks he's better than everyone. To be honest, the real life person's French, so it felt right to me. And he can, of course, charm his way out of anything. Because he's a bard. And he will... We got Porto Hobbler. He's a halfling bouncer. He's a skilled monk. He likes to sit on his stool and drink his pint. But then if he needs to, he can punch people pretty damned hard and throw a stunning strike like there's no tomorrow. Then we got Kelgil Firehide. We will make her a red dragonborn bar wench. She's flirty. She likes to talk to everyone. She likes the bard, because why not? And she's very delicate in her movements, even though she's a big fucking dragonborn. I like that. And then, of course, Pandamo Hexalim. He is very logical. Everything in the barracks must be completely organized and efficient. Those who do not will be dealt with. And I'm watching them. And that's the character. There you go. So we got Snurn. Obviously, Snurn knows everything. He's always trying to sell. ABC, always be selling. No, ABC. Let's do always be closing. Rather than anything referencing a certain former terrorist former president, we will just go Glengarry Glen Ross, although I've never seen the fucking thing. But coffee, just remember, coffee is for fucking closers, bitches. But always be closing. He can talk fast, and of course, if you look this, I can always find some good stuff for you. Just tell me what you need. But he's always standing on the counter, so he's at eye level with everyone, because if he wasn't standing on the counter, he'd be looking way up, and that'd be not good. Then you have Snugs. She's sitting calmly. She's the more quartermaster type. She's the... She, of course, knows exactly what she's doing. Then there's Snackle. Yeah. There's stuff up here. I can get it for you. Then Snoobu. Where do you want this? After... So we got the Draconomicon. We have Newtlandian and Fastrarian Drake. It's been a long time. But would you like to see what I can do? Immediately pops out flowers. And gears drop out all over the place. I can whip up something special for you. You young, shit, I can't remember the character's name. You young gnome, you could be a great artificer one day, I assure you. Because that is what I do best. Then we'll do Josephine. Father, there is no need. I can take care of the important things. Just sell and come up with things and try not to let things. Then we get Dirksum Lomledrock. Can we build it? Yes, we can. The one, I imagine this one roughly. If you remember the toy cleaner, the guy that gets called in Toy Story 2 to clean up Woody in Toy Story 2, giant fucking glasses, or something like that. And then Dokkan Magikoof. You're kind of nice. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to take a nap now. Always horny. Now, I don't know. This obviously is going to be more common orc. We're going to have an Alan who is a ranger. And then we'll have a gnome scribe. We want to do something else. Hold on. No, let's make it Kenku. You just heard Kenku. I can't. I think what I'll do, they originally had let's go to Tomophos, the class. No, it was not there. It was Volo, which is a legacy. And they can hear the Kenku. I remember the Kenku. Yeah, the Kenku in Legacy content couldn't actually speak. So yeah, I would probably use the Kenku. Yeah, we're going to keep some of those. So yeah. Make him a Kenku. And he may be the not speaking variety. Why? Because I think that's more interesting for an RPG. I'm going to note he's a legacy Kenku, because if I can introduce an occasional NPC that can't speak. As a cleric, and we'll have Conwell and Hetfield von Tharp. And then we'll put a couple druids here. And the Furbog will probably be a little bit slow. I'm just coming up with ideas here. My turtle. Maybe. Yeah, let's just do that, man. We'll just borrow from Finding Nemo and do the sea turtles there, because they're really cool, man. I like that idea. We'll make him a weed druid. Not Gary the weed druid. Conwell's clear thing. Hetfield von Tharp is got some soul to her. And the clerk fairy, I don't know. But yeah, sometimes when you get a lot of characters with a lot of different ancestries, you kind of want to fall back either on classic tropes like Captain the Guard Orc is going to be what you think, but we have an orc proprietor who's a former bard and is not much for violence, and we have a halfling who's a bouncer, but using a monk concept. You can imagine the halfling flying through the air, go shh, pow, 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 and somebody's down on the ground, and they get dragged out. Maybe Kelgil. Well, let's just name her Kelgi. Then maybe Kelgi picks them up and throws them out gently, or Belle walks out from behind the counter, picks them up, and chucks them out of the door a little bit harder than needs to be. Because she doesn't like people getting violent in her establishment. She holds the title of Moonsong because she's the proprietor of the Moonsong Tavern. It's a tradition that every proprietor of the Moonsong Tavern takes the name Moonsong as part of their name. I think I'm going to make that a thing. There's always a Moonsong running a tavern, even though it's Bell Death Music, it is Bell Moonsong Death Music. Kind of like the followers of St. Hetfield always take the name Hetfield von something. Yawn. Okay, it is a little after 10. I've run out of ideas, and this is kind of just me just popping ideas off, and I like it. I've built most of my thing. I've just got the guardhouse, the central command, and I kind of know what these characters are going to be, and then just the portal characters, which aren't going to be for much. They're just going to be they're going to be background characters, just so that I can have basically just so if any of the players go near them, I've got characters that I can whip out. and then I'll figure out the rest as I go, which is why I have a Chromebook and I can quickly search shit. That is the biggest secret. It says, let me check my notes here. Let me check my notes. Pulling up the random name generator. Okay, so this character is X. Ooh, yawn. So that's pretty awesome. So I think we're going to leave it to that. We're going to leave it at that for the night. I've got a lot of my prep. I got most of my prep done. But I've got up to 8 players at a time, so I don't have to prep a lot. I just have to make sure I'm ready for whatever they whip out at me. So, which means not prepping very deep and not prepping very long. Because I got another thing. Because I got to also pull up and get my hex crawl rules sorted out. Because it looks like I got 2 copies of them. And then I got to go and look a little bit of Tomb of Annihilation's dungeon hex crawl rules so I can borrow from that. Because I'm going to try to make it pretty simple. So, anyway, I think that's where we're going to do from there. So, I'm just going to leave this stream I'm going to leave the stream out for the night because, well, my daughter's downstairs and there's an episode of Lower Decks we got to watch, which I've technically already watched, but I will say nothing except that there's 2 episodes of The Next Generation you should watch before watching this episode. The first one is a little one called The First Duty, which is a Wesley Crusher episode, and features a couple characters. The one and only Nicholas Locarno, played by Robert Duncan McNeil before he played Tom Paris. He's mentioned this episode. And a Bajoran named Sito, who appears in a second episode of Star Trek Next Generation in Season 7. Her story is concluded and leads to something in this current Lower Decks episode. The episode that she appears in is Lower Decks. Literally the episode that was the somewhat inspiration for the series. So, yeah, I got to watch that. I got my D&D prep where I want it so that I can finish it tomorrow and make sure everything I might need makes sense. And then I can run Saturday, and then I'll be Sunday. Lars and I'll be back. Monday, Lars and I'll be back. Tuesday, I'll be streaming. Wednesday, I'll be doing D&D. Thursday, I'll be streaming. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday is convention time. So I will not be streaming after Thursday. So I think we'll leave it there. Till next time. See ya when I see ya.